Hello people of YouTube, I have recently moved to Sweden, hence the change of surroundings and the gap between the previous episode and this one. I will do some videos about my Swedish learning in the future because I have some interesting experiences based on my previous Norwegian knowledge there, but that will all have to wait for future videos. Today we're going to focus on possessive pronouns in Dutch. This is going to be the third and last part of my three-parter about personal pronouns. As a reminder, the first one was about object pronouns, the second one was about subject pronouns, and again this one is going to be about possessive pronouns. And just for reference, a possessive pronoun in Dutch is called een bezittelijk voornaamwoord. Now in the first two episodes of this personal pronoun series I talk about how there are reduced and full versions for almost all personal pronouns, and the same continues for possessive pronouns. However, I am not going to talk about them in this video because there is something more pressing than reduced forms, and that is the phenomenon of weak and strong possessive pronouns. If you don't know what they are, just as I did before I started researching this video, don't worry, we'll get to the examples in just a second and I will talk you through the difference between weak and strong. So as we do, let us start with first person singular. So an example of a sentence with a weak possessive pronoun could be dat is mijn koekje. That is my cookie. And an example with a strong possessive pronoun could be dat is het mijne. That is mine, or that one is mine. The difference, as you can tell, is that the weak possessive pronoun, mijn koekje, needs a object in the same sentence to refer to, so my cookie. The strong possessive pronoun doesn't need that object. It is already clear from context, for example, that we are talking about cookies. So dat is het mijne, that one is mine. No cookie needed in the sentence. Second person singular informal, because yes, we're still learning Dutch, which means we have to deal with formal and informal forms in second person. Mag ik jouw pen lenen? May I borrow your pen? That is a weak sentence. A strong sentence, mag ik de jouwe lenen? May I borrow yours? Again, the weak sentence does have an object it refers to right away. The strong sentence does not. Second person singular formal. A weak sentence could be het is uw verantwoordelijkheid. It is your responsibility. And a strong sentence would be de verantwoordelijkheid is de uwe. The responsibility is yours. And I did something slightly tricky there because I made the object the subject of that sentence. So the pronoun still is strong because it doesn't technically refer to anything that's directly next to it. This sentence could have also been het is de uwe. It is yours, formal. And if it had been clear from context that we were talking about verantwoordelijkheid, responsibility, both meanings would have been completely the same. Third person singular, a weak example. Is het mogelijk dat dit zijn of haar portemonnee is? Is it possible that this is his or her wallet? And a strong variety. Is deze portemonnee de zijne of de hare? Is this wallet his or hers? First person plural, and this gets a tiny bit confusing because for first person plural we have two different words we can use. One is referring to singular objects and the second one refers to a plurality of objects. I'll give you the examples. Ons huis is groot. Our house is big. Or onze huizen zijn groot. Our houses are big. So keep in mind that those are both weak options because they're both directly referring to huizen or een huis. So houses or a single house. Then we go to the strong one, and for the strong one we use the same word as for a plurality of objects. So it's still the word onze. De onze is groot. Ours is big. Then on to second person plural informal. And this one gets a bit more confusing still, I'm afraid. The weak form is just as normal. Mijn boot ligt hier. Waar is jullie boot? My boat is docked here. Where is your boat? But we don't technically have a strong variety for the word jullie for second person plural informal. So we still use the word jullie, but the construction becomes a bit odd. For example, mijn boot ligt hier. Waar is die van jullie? My boat is docked here. Where is that of you? So it is indeed a slightly odd construction, but it is technically strong because there's no object that we are directly referring to in the second part of this sentence. Waar is die van jullie? But hey, we're trying to learn a language here, and you know, it was never going to be straightforward. Second person plural formal. De weak form: heeft u uw belastingopgave ingevuld? Have you filled out your tax return? And the strong form: heeft u de uwe ingevuld? Have you filled in yours? Quick note on my English: I have no idea if there's a difference between filling something in or filling something out. I'm sure it's fine either way. If you do know the distinction, please teach me in the comments below. And last but not least, third person plural. Hun hond heeft een bizar groot hoofd. Their dog has a bizarrely large head. That was the weak version. Then the strong version would be: de hunne heeft een bizar groot hoofd. Theirs has a bizarrely large head. You know, when I write these, I have to think of a lot of examples. So at one point or another, they're bound to become stupid. But hey-oh, there we are. And I do hope that this was a useful Dutch lesson. And I hope that you enjoyed it as well. That's what we're here for too. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to push some of the positive buttons down below. And I shall see you in the next one. Ciao.